Hey guys, what's up? It's Carly and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys all of my read contemporary books that are on my shelf. So I figured I would do this video because it's summertime, and whenever I think of summer reading, I think of contemporary. So I thought it'd be a good idea to just show you guys what I have actually read on my shelf that is contemporary. I'm going to do a similar video like this sometime soon, hopefully, where I show you guys all of the contemporary books on my TBR that are on my shelves. Now, a couple of times I have gone through my shelves and gotten rid of some of the books, even if I have read them and didn't really care for them, but I'm just gonna talk about the books that I still have on my shelf that I have read and have completed. So I'm gonna start off with going through the authors that I've read. If I've read more than one book by the same author, I'm going to mention those first. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So the first books that I have to show you are obviously by the same author, and this is a companion series, and that is the Anna and the French Kiss companion series, I guess. It includes Anna and the French Kiss, Lola and the Boy Next Door, and Isla and the Happily Ever After. I read Anna and the French Kiss a couple years ago now, and I really enjoyed it. I read Lola, I believe, last year or the year before, and then I actually just read Isla and the Happily Ever After this year. I love this series. I think the covers are absolutely gorgeous, and I didn't really like Isla that much. Isla was probably my least favorite, but my favorite is Anna out of all three of these. So the next author I'm going to talk about is John Green, and I have read The Fault in Our Stars and Looking for Alaska. I just want to mention really quickly that I did read Turtles All the Way Down by him, and that one kind of fell flat for me. I don't know why. I thought I would really love it because I love John Green. I read The Fault in Our Stars I don't know how many times, and Looking for Alaska I read about 2 to 3 years ago, I want to say, and I really did enjoy that. Actually, I also read Paper Towns. I read Paper Towns. I liked it. It was enjoyable, but I would never go back to it, so I got rid of it, unfortunately. But these are just the last two John Green books that I have left on my shelf that I have read. And the next author I'm going to be talking about is Nicola Yoon, and by her, I believe she actually only has 2 books out, I want to say, but nonetheless, that is Everything Everything and The Sun Is Also a Star. I loved both of these. I actually like The Sun Is Also a Star a bit better than Everything Everything. I read Everything Everything first. I read that, oh gosh, a couple years ago, and I read The Sun Is Also a Star last year because I actually heard that they were making a movie for it, so I really wanted to read it, and I really did enjoy this one a bit better than this one. I did still enjoy Everything Everything. I think I gave it like a 4 to 5 stars, but yeah, nonetheless, I love Nicola Yoon. And can I just talk about how gorgeous both of these covers are? Like, Everything Everything is stunning. I actually fell in love with the cover. I didn't really know what it was about the first time I read it, and then I saw this one and I was like, holy Hannah, like, this is beautiful. That is such a beautiful cover. I love it. And the next author that I really want to talk about is probably one of my favorite contemporary authors. Like, I will literally read anything that she puts out. She is like the queen of contemporary, in my opinion, and that is Becky Albertalli. I love Becky Albertalli. I read Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens last year. Actually, you know what? I read Simon and The Upside of Unrequited both last year, and I actually just read Leah on the Offbeat this year. I read it during a weekly reading vlog, and I really love these two. But Leah was kind of, I don't know, I gave Leah a 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, and the next pile of books that I have, yes, I have a pile, so we're probably going to be here for a bit longer, but the next little stack that I have is just kind of one book from an author that I've read. So I've only read one book by this author, by these authors. So the first book that I'm going to be talking about is Dumplin' by Julie Murphy. I read this book, I think I read it last year. Because, again, the movie was coming out, so I was so excited for the movie, and I really wanted to read this. I had it on my shelf for so long, and then I found out the movie was coming out, and I said, okay, I'm finally going to pick it up. So I did. Absolutely loved it. Gave it a 4 to 5 stars. It's amazing. It is so good. I love it so much. And the next book that I have is The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. This is a reimagining or retelling of A Christmas Carol. I read this around Christmas time last year and absolutely fell in love with the story. I think this is one of the best retellings that I've ever read. It is so good. It is one of like the perfect holiday reads for sure. The next one is When Dimple Met Rishi by Zendaya Menon. I think that's how you say it. But yes, this book is good in my opinion. I thought this was a good book, but from what I got from the synopsis when I read it, I was kind of expecting something different, and I went into it and it wasn't really what I expected. I was a little bit disappointed, but nonetheless, it was such a cute romance, and the story was really interesting to me because this is about a girl named Dimple who goes to camp. I think I can't remember, it's camp or something, or like it's like a summer program for aspiring web developers. But she has been told that she needs to get married basically in this arranged marriage. And then of course we meet Rishi, who is all for the marriage. And of course Dimple is not ready to get married. She wants to focus on herself first, which what I really got from the synopsis before reading it, that she really wanted to focus on herself. But again, that was kind of not the case. It was a little bit disappointing, but nonetheless still really enjoyable. And the next book that I'm going to be talking about is literally been on the bestsellers list, I know at my work at Chapters Indigo, for, I think it finally just got off the bestsellers list, but it has been on the bestsellers list for about 2 years now, and of course that has to be The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. Even though I just said it's been on the bestsellers list and everybody's been reading this and raving about it, I only read it last month. Did I read it last month? Or the month before. I just read this year and I cannot believe I waited this long. I listened to this on audiobook and it was amazing. It was so good. I'm sure you guys know what it's about, the Black Lives Matter movement. It is so good. If you haven't read it, you need to pick this up now. Alright, I'm going to be kind of moving along a little bit quick here, but the next book that I have to show you guys that I have read is The Female of the Species by Minnie McGinnis. This is the only Minnie McGinnis book that I have read. This is about a girl named Alex, and her older sister got murdered 3 years ago, and she is basically set out for revenge, and it is so good. It's not like you would think from that synopsis that you would think it's kind of like a mystery thriller, but it's really good. We actually follow 3 characters' perspectives. We follow, that's their name. We follow Alex, we follow Jack, and we follow PK, which stands for Preacher's Daughter, or Preacher's Kid, and yeah, it is really good. We follow those 3 characters. I really enjoyed the perspectives that we got, and yeah, if you're looking, it's kind of more of a deep book. If you're looking for like a fun contemporary, this is not something to pick up, but if you're looking for something more serious, then I would definitely look into it. There is a trigger warning for animal abuse, rape, and I think there was one more. Anyways, I will leave my Goodreads link down below so you guys can go and check out my review to look at the trigger warnings, just in case if you are wondering what they are. But yeah, nonetheless, it was really good, and you should definitely pick this up because it is a must read in my opinion. Alright, the next book that I'm going to be talking about is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I read Fangirl a couple years ago now. It was one of the first contemporaries that I read, and I really enjoyed it. It's about a girl named Kath who has a twin sister named Ren, and they go off to college, but Kath is more of the quiet kind of stay-at-home type, and Ren wants to explore college and go to parties and do all that college stuff. I absolutely love it, and it's a bit big for a contemporary, but you know what? I kind of flew through this. I read this in like less than a week. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This is the first Morgan Matson book that I have read. I have 2 or 3 of her other books, I believe. I have not read any of her other works, but I read Since You've Been Gone last year. I know this book came out a while ago, I think back in like 2013, I want to say. So it's a pretty older contemporary, but it is still good nonetheless. I really, really enjoyed it. It's about these two girls named Emily and Sloane. Sloane one day goes missing and Emily has no idea what to do without her. Emily has kind of always leaned on Sloane for things. Emily's more quiet and Sloane is more outgoing. So when Sloane goes missing, Emily basically has no idea what to do. She doesn't know how she's gonna survive the summer without her best friend, and Sloane leaves behind a list of, like a bucket list, almost like a summer bucket list for Emily to do, and of course Emily tries to do all of it, and yeah, it is so much fun. This was one of the, in my opinion, one of the best contemporaries out there. It is so good. It is so fun. Definitely the perfect summer read. Alright, we are almost done. I have about 5 more books to show you guys, but yeah, I'm gonna try to make this fast. But next one is Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. I love this book. It's really good, and Francesca Zappia, I think she has another book out already, but I can't remember what it is, but I think she's actually coming out with a new book very soon, I want to say. But anyways, if she does have a new book, I'm definitely reading it. She is such a great writer. I love her work, and I will definitely be picking up more from her. Alright, the next book that I'm going to be talking about is also a recent read that I have read, and that is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I read this last month, I believe. This is the first book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. I'm sure you guys know what that's about, so I'm not really going to go into detail of it, but I'm just going to say that I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely continuing on with the series, and the movie also did not disappoint as well. Anyways, yeah, To All the Boys I Loved Before, love it. Continuing on, you must read it. The next book that I'm going to be talking about is By Your Side by Casey West. This is, I think this is the first Casey West book that I've read. I have also read The Distance Between Us by her, but I didn't really like that one, so I unhauled it. But this is the one that I absolutely loved. It was so good. It is about a girl and a guy who gets locked in a library for the weekend, and of course their cell phones die, so they have no contact outside the library. And yeah, it is a fun, cute contemporary, and what more can you ask for? Alright, 2 more. So the next book that I'm going to be showing you guys that I have read is A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahereh Mafi. This is actually the first Tahereh Mafi book that I have read. I do own the Shatter Me series, but I have not read that yet. Yeah. So anyways, this is about a Muslim girl who lives in New York City after 9/11, and it's just kind of her experience and what she kind of has to go through living in New York and being a Muslim right after 9/11. So what I thought was really cool about this is that she's a breakdancer, which is really cool. I really enjoyed this. I listened to this on audiobook, gave it a 5 stars. It is a beautiful read. Tahereh Mafi's writing is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much, and this really makes me want to pick up the Shatter Me series because of her writing. Okay, last one. So the last book that I'm going to be showing you is, I think it's I see it as a contemporary, but a lot of people would think it's kind of like a young adult mystery book, but that is Sadie by Courtney Summers. I've read Sadie last year, but I also listened to it on audiobook because it is told by Sadie's perspective, but it's also kind of told in a podcast, like every other chapter. I believe it's every other chapter. But anyways, yeah, so it's basically told in a podcast / Sadie's perspective. Sadie is about a girl named Sadie, and she goes out to find her sister's killer, basically. She goes out on this adventure and trying to get revenge, I guess. But it is so good. It will literally keep you on your toes. Now, I was a little bit disappointed with the ending, but nonetheless, I gave it 4 to 5 stars, and it is really good. It's not your typical rom-com, romance, contemporary, or whatever. It's more, again, it's more on like the, I don't want to say darker side, but it's more on the serious side of contemporary, which I personally love. I love reading contemporaries like this. So if that's what you're looking for in a contemporary, I would definitely pick up Sadie. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and got to kind of learn more of what kind of contemporary I like to read and what I have read on my shelf. But let me know what your favorite contemporary book is down below. Again, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you want to see more bookish content from me. And I hope you guys are having a good week, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.